Hello, everyone. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. All right, let me load up these comments here. Hey, everyone. Hey, Mysterious Mermaid and Missing Chill. Hey, Juju. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Grace. Hey, Fish Nerd. Hey, everyone. Who else we got here? Let me go up in these comments. Sorry, y'all. I wasn't reading them. I should have. That's my bad. Oh my goodness. What? What happened? All right, y'all. So, hi, Shaggy. Hey, Commander. I just got to the top of the comments. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so I'm just going to come down to the bottom and jump in. Hey, Teresa. Um, okay. So, tonight, I am going to take it back to the beginning. 8 months ago, almost 9 months ago now, the sea monkey colony was birthed. And while small, it is still going, and they are still having babies, but they need an upgrade. They need a big upgrade. And we had a mysterious donor that donated a new enclosure, which I will reveal all tonight. But when we got the new enclosure for the sea monkeys, we ran into a big problem. And I first tried to fix the problem with some foam board, and that didn't work. So I got some tubing coming that should help with the issue. Essentially, we have an airtight canister, and we can't use them in an airtight canister. That would not be good. So I'm going to cut little Davon, and hopefully um, everything will, should be good tonight. We don't have as many people on the Wi-Fi. I made everyone, chill out for an hour. I'm like, look, y'all, look. Isn't that suspicious? And where is Shill's missing? Where'd she go? I thought she was here. Oh, and I am so happy that Fish Nerd stayed awake. I know he's working some crazy schedules. And also, if y'all hadn't figured it out, the mysterious donor was Fish Nerd. We have been trying to figure out, especially Fish Nerd. He has been helping me hunt for a new enclosure for these guys for quite some time now. And we finally found something that's going to work. It's big enough. And it's over 2 gallons, so they will have plenty of room to grow. And I can actually maybe add some plants. And yeah, I kind of figured we all knew it was Fish Nerd. But I'm going to try to acclimate some plants to brackish water. I know Java Fern is a good one to do that. I think I have some Java Fern. Pretty sure I do. And but I am going to try to also acclimate some Vallisneria. So they will get plants. They will have a sand substrate. They will have all the things that I messed up in the beginning of the original sea monkey journey. And we are going to see what happens for the next 8 months now that I set up the enclosure the right way from the beginning. You did send some Java Fern. Okay. Then I need to point that. I need to figure out which one is which, because I always confuse all the plants. I always want to call the sword the sword the fern, and I was like that's not right. They will not have a beta. I could put a cichlid in with them, but we'd have the same problem. They'd all get eaten, and we don't want that to happen. And there is actually going to be some clutter-free rocks. So you know what? Let me get started on this project. I'm actually building 2 of these because in my cleaning over the weekend, Okay, that one. Okay, and actually, it's growing, so I can clip some of that off. Cool. So I know I need to acclimate it, and there will be a library. There will not be a ship this time, but I'm gonna try to build a little library. Some bookcases, get it in there. We'll see how it goes. Oh, hang on 1 second, y'all. Okay. Hey, Mrs. C, how's it going? Clip the rhizome. Okay. When I go to clip it, what I'll do is we'll get on Discord and we'll do a video thingy, and you can help me determine where to do the little clippies at. Or that too. The fancy furniture. We will have to see how it goes. But they're definitely going to get some rocks, and they love the clutter-free rocks. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be the big enclosure for the originals. Actually, yes, it will have a disco ball because the light that I have for this guy, I'm going to affix to the lid, and it actually does multicolors. So, we could put some mirrors up there, and they could have, because they like to swim and dance under the purple light. They love that purple light. So, all right, starting the cam up, you guys. I will have to move it a little because this thing is ginormous. Okay, so this is our new little. This is our new enclosure. Try to get that all. See, it's huge. That's the guy right there. Yeah, don't mind my laundry basket. I'm in the middle of doing laundry, y'all. It's Wednesday and everything, so wee. But yes, this is our new 2-gallon enclosure for the sea monkeys, and hopefully I can sit Dave back down. Whoop. It's big. It's a lot, but this is the one that we're going to be setting up in a couple of days. But the problem is this lid. This is what has stopped me from already. Oh, sorry about the planks, y'all. This guy right here. You see the lid? When you put it on top of there, it makes an airtight seal on it, and you can't really have that. So that's been my biggest problem. Oh no, Juju, you ate shrimp. I usually keep like some flour and sugar in a jar like this, and some. Never mind, we won't talk about what else. But yes, these jars are awesome. Oh, also, I will link it below because on Amazon right now, these things are on clearance for like $13. So if you want one, grab one. So, okay. That's going to be the new Seamonkey eggs once I get the plastic tubing. It's like the kind of stuff you would do around doors for like weather stripping. Mr. Mousey thought that would be a good idea to try. And if not, he was like, we can redo the screen door with it. So it's a win-win, But a while ago, I was at Target, and Juju told me to put this thing back, told me not to get it, said, look, lady, you don't need that. You're not going to ever use it. And I didn't listen. Of course, I didn't listen because it was like $5, y'all. And I got a smaller set for $3. And I was like, you know what? I will use them for something. So tonight we are setting up. This is going to be the new colony of baby sea monkeys. Not the original colony. The original colony is going to go in the big guy. But I'm going to start new eggs. and we are going to put them side by side and see which one does better. If the 1 gallon, because this is a 1 gallon container, and the other one is a 2 gallon container. So I want to see what they do better in a 1 gallon or a 2 gallon. So she should have known. I also bought a couple of USB mini vacuums too while I was there, which I have one to send to you. So water, and I'm going to show you everything I use to set up the Seamonkey enclosure. Almost everything, because I don't have the heater and the light right now. But I can link everything. And hey, if someone finds this and they want to set up some Seamonkeys, they'll know how. So the one thing I have found, before I knock everything over, is an important thing, right? So you don't want to use gravel because they will get stuck in it and it will kill them. And you'll be sitting there trying to save them and it'll be really hard. So don't use gravel. That would be my first suggestion for anyone who wants to try this. Now, sand is a great substrate for aquariums, anything, right? There is on Amazon, this is called Fluker's Hermit Headquarters Hermit Beach Sand Substrate for Hermit Crabs. Comes in a bag like this, right? And this thing was like $5 on Amazon when I got it, and I used a relatively small amount for my half-gallon setup. It's sand, cocoa core fiber, and it's a sea salt and probiotic mix. This has worked the best. Yes, sand is also more aesthetically pleasing. And you can get different colors. You don't necessarily have to use this one, but it cuts down on the amount of salt you're going to use because you don't have to add as much salt to your water. It already has salt in it. So, first thing first is you're going to add some sand to the bottom, because that's the important part. And the good thing is with this one, because it's meant for a hermit crab, you don't have to exactly wash it either. I've noticed if you do have some dust, oh yeah, no, don't do that. I see ya. But so this you don't really have to wash, but you do need to wash the cocoa fiber because some of it will float up. You're going to want to let it sit overnight before you put your actual Seamonkeys in here, so everything settles back down. And I would put about an inch in there is good. You can make a hill if you want. You could even use a fishbowl for this. Fishbowl would be great. Hi, Cat Ninja. How you doing? So, there you go. Oh, you know what? Let me take that down so everyone can see. Sorry. Actually, let me try to position this a little better so everyone can see. And see, this is kind of plain, so you're going to want to, add some decor. I have found that rocks make great decor. The only thing I can't find right now is my super glue. I was going to try to make this cute little star rock, and I don't know if it's going to work, but I am going to try. If you want to, say you have anything for an aquarium, super glue works really good, and the water will instantly harden it. And I have heard rumor that gel super glue is the best to use. That's what I have, so that's what I'm using. And then you just stick your little rock guys together. I should have maybe put some paper down between them. You know what? I'm actually going to do that. Let's ball up a little piece of paper. You can take like a piece of tissue and, stick it to the rock and super glue it, and it like fills in the little gaps. Straw paper works. So does tissue paper of any kind. Look at me acting like a professional here. If I had known these things going into this, how easy this would have been. Oh my goodness. This would have been so much easier. But you make yourself a little rock guy. You're like, hey, we got, I may actually have to go get tissue. But if I can't get these two, I can always glue them together later. I should have done this part beforehand. But I was playing around before the stream and chatting and everything, and I kind of lost track of time. Not gonna lie. We're gonna leave this guy to set, and maybe I can use it later. We'll see. But the new one is gonna have I'm trying to do a big star sculpture. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay. Sorry, let me go back up. Yeah, this so Hatman, pretty much what this does is you start this, it becomes a self-sustaining ecosystem for brine shrimp, and you can keep them pretty much going forever. And all you should have to do is occasionally do a water change, like maybe once every couple months, and then top it off. Because it is brackish water, I would suggest actually from time to time, if you're going to top it off, either just use fresh water, or if you're going to add salt water to it, drain some of that out, because too much salt can build up, and if you do have live plants in there, it will kill them. So there is that. But yes, if you would like to stick rocks together, you can take like tissue paper and wet it and fill the gaps in and super glue it to between the rocks, and then yes, rock, paper, scissors. So apparently paper in this situation does cover rock and beats everything. So this is going to sound weird, but I have noticed when you are in the aquarium, like if you have snails and they pass away, like the other snails, and especially shrimp too, when they molt, sorry. Can you hear me now, y'all? Sorry. Okay. Okay, so if you have snails or shrimp in your aquarium, and this would be akin to hair and nails on us, when they molt or a snail passes away, their shells will break down, and it's actually good calcium for the other living shrimp. So, that's a plus. Okay, so let's find them a good rock, because I have a whole bucket of rocks here. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys choose. We have this guy. This is gonna be one. This is choice one here. This long little guy here. And all right, we have this guy here. This is the other one I like. This is just plain lava rock. You can get this at Home Depot, Lowe's, any garden supply store. That's 2. Ooh. Okay. Or this guy is 3. It kind of looks like the poop emoji, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna try to hide it. That straight up looks like the poop emoji. So, okay. What do y'all think? 1, 2, or 3? Or if we have a tie, both can go in. Okay, 3 is out for you because it looks like the poop emoji. One and 2. Fish Nerd says 7. 4 repeat. Okay. So we have 3, which is poop emoji guy. We have 1. This is 1. It's the long one. And then we have the square guy. Sorry, my lighting is really bad tonight, y'all. 1 and 3, 6 and 9, 2. Oh, okay. So we could, you know what? 1 and 2 might actually go together. Let's look what they look at. Okay, that's 1 in there. And if we put 2 in there, like let's pop 2 in there and see what 1 and 2 look like together. Okay, so we got 1 for 2, 1 for 1, 2 for 1, 2 for 3. It kind of is like a couch. And then, you know what? Let's try this guy real quick. Let's see what this looks like together. Let's look at that from a different angle. Oh, that's a weird angle right there with the split seam in it. Is that they can't really get between them the way I have them sitting because they're kind of touching, so they won't get stuck in them or anything. Let's look at it at another angle. What do you think about that, y'all? Yeah, even when they are tiny, they'll pretty much like bump into it and just kind of like swim away. And if you have a light when they're that tiny, they're going to be attracted more so to the light. Okay. So do we like these 2 rocks here? We can also try moving this guy around like that. That looks like a big heart. What do we think about that? Am I frozen again? Oh no. I think I have a delay. Okay. Now, I haven't decided if I am going to put the filter in this time or not. I think I might actually. I think it looks cute because it looks like a heart now. So personally, I do like that. And I think when it comes to like when it comes, I need to pull the chat up on my phone. So I'm not that delayed because I really think I am. I think when it comes to this one, I'll do the heart one and this one. And when I set up the big one, I will put up a community post. I'm going to get you to shoot. I am going to set up a community post when I make some rocks because, like I said, I wanted to try and make a big star one. Hey, Claire. And see what that turns out. So I'll make a couple of them and we can vote on those. And then whatever wins the community poll is the one that will go in. Oh, that juju. Oh, y'all. So, all right. I think we're gonna stick with that one. And yeah, I think because I want to stick with what I know on the original Seamonkeys. Hey, Wrecker. Oh, it's okay, Teresa. Trust me, I've been there the last few days. So yeah, we'll do a big community poll. And make that vote. And then with this one, I have this little sponge filter that I'm going to put in. And that's what that's going to look like. And that was the other problem that I was having with the big tank and why I kept getting delayed putting it together was every time I tried to put the top on, it was pinching off my air hose. So I couldn't really make that work. It was kind of frustrating. So I am going to get this little one going and get the new Seamonkeys put in there. And then the original Seamonkeys, when I move them, I'm not going to put those in live. I will have to make a video on that one because that tank is really fragile at this point. I have a special net coming. It's like a sieve to where I can catch the brine shrimp out of there. And then I can put them directly in the not fresh water, the new water. Because I don't want to break it trying to dump it. And I very possibly see that happening. But I mean, it really is kind of simple to do. You don't have to do a lot to get them started. But it's having the right things to get them started that helps. And I had a lot of failures because I was seeing what other channels were doing and it just didn't work. It did not work at all. So also these little sponge filters you can get on Amazon. They're micro. They call them like for up to a 3-gallon tank for bettas. Personally, I don't think a betta should be in a 3-gallon tank, in my opinion. But yeah, then you just set that in there and it will have a little heater. And it'll be the same like little 10-watt heater that goes into the big one. I don't know. That's going to look like a lot. So I may just go with an air stone because that's going to be a lot. So yeah, I'll just get an air stone on this one. And then if I'm feeling froggy, we'll put this little filter guy in the other one and see if that helps. the holes in this are very, very tiny, so I don't think they could get in there. I could be wrong, but I might not. We'll see. But yeah, in the background, it'll have the little air stone, and it will have the heater, and then I will get another light, put it in the lid, and Mr. Mousy is going to drill a hole so I can get the yeah, sponges. You can certain types of sponges you can use in an aquarium. They have to be like the polyester, I believe, and not natural fiber, and not treated like with chemicals. Like you can't use a dish sponge in an aquarium. That's a no no. And Fish Nerd was telling me about this one guy that used a sponge, and it was treated with a chemical, and it ended up killing all his fish. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awful. But oh, that is a good idea, Fish Nerd. I could move these rocks back a little and put the air stone, and then it'll look like the bubbles are coming up around the rocks. That is a good idea. Thank you, Fish Nerd. Okay, so that's what I will do there. And then I do want to show you guys how this substrate kind of works, because like I said, if you're gonna make a Seamonkey tank, I would go with this one. It's what I've used before. It's what worked for the longest, and I had the best luck with it. So again, I'll link it in the description after the jacuzzi stones, after the live. So you take your water, and with brine shrimp, apparently chlorinated water is not going to phase them at all. I don't know why. Oh, that is another good idea. That is a good idea, because that's one problem I have had is my air stones bobbing around. Like they do need a weight. Hopefully I do not spill this water everywhere. So we can all see disaster coming. The laptop is totally out of the way, but Dave may be destroyed. So yeah, actually, Juju, about the chlorine. So the crazy thing about chlorine and sea monkeys, if you are hatching out brine shrimp eggs, Juju is right. Make sure it is clean nut. But about the chlorine, if you're hatching brine shrimp eggs of any kind, you do want to use chlorinated water, because it actually breaks into the eggs faster. And instead of taking like 48 to 72 hours to hatch, you can hatch them in 24. And if you really want to hatch them fast, pop an air stone in there, tumble the eggs around, and they'll all be hatched by the next day. So it just depends on how fast you want to hatch them, how quickly you need them. And the warmer the water, the faster they will grow. Okay, so let's hope I don't just destroy everything here. My arm has been bugging me the last couple of days. I may have to actually rinse this one time, and then come back. But you do this a day before and let everything settle down. And then the cocoa fiber that's in there, you'll just skim off the top. And if you want to wash it before you do this, you certainly can. I'll take some pictures of it tomorrow, and everyone can see how it's cleared up. But it'll settle down. overnight. Yes. Like my water isn't naturally chlorinated because I am on a well system. This setup is when you've already hatched your eggs and you want to keep them in an enclosure. Don't always hatch your eggs separately from the enclosure because the discarded eggshells will foul your water up and they're really hard to get out of the water. So I need to make a video on how I get my brine shrimp from when I hatch them out of, because I use a cup, like a water bottle that I've cut down into a cup, and I'll put a scoop of eggs in there and I'll fill it up with water and I'll throw an air stone in it overnight and let it go. And then the next morning I take the air stone out, you put a light on it, and then I take a turkey baster and I suck the actual baby brine shrimp out of there. And then you can put it in your enclosure and they won't muck the water up that way. Yes. This is like, you want to do this before you start hatching your eggs, so this can set up overnight, and then you can get the cocoa fiber out of the top. Just net it out. It'll all come out really easily. All the sediment will settle back down. If you want to rinse it, if you want to go ahead and rinse it and let it set again, like you can take this, do this, dump this water out, and then refill it back up. But you might want to add like a little bit of salt back to it. Thank you, Teresa. And honestly, I do have to thank Fish Nerd because I would not have gotten here without him. He has gotten me where I am. Anytime I need any information and I can't find it, I'm like, I try to look first, and then if I find something, I go to him to like fact check it. So it's been fun, and it's been fun to have someone, to help me along the way. And now that I'm starting to learn more, it's nice to pass it on to others. So, but yeah, it's been a fun journey, and it's been a fun hobby. I remember, when I first started talking to Fish Nerd about fish and everything, it's like, I haven't kept fish since I was a little kid, and you didn't have a big selection when we were littler, when we were younger. I remember you had goldfish, neon tetras, mollies, and guppies. And then you had more aggressive fish, but they were so expensive, your parents were like, no. Oh. And I have made mistakes because I didn't ask for help, and I should have. And then, there were things that me and Fish Nerd have both run into together that we didn't know about, like the Skiffia too. That's been a real learning curve with them. But it's been fun, and it's been a fun journey. Oh yeah, we did have Plecostomus, and they would get like, when I had them, they would always get so big, and I'm like, what's going on with this fish? I didn't know anything about there were different types of plecos, and they got different sizes. So yeah, that was hush, Nari. Whoosh. Whoosh, don't go. You should play Narning. Okay, so yes, back to the sea monkeys. Okay, so like with the sea monkeys. Okay. When I was first starting out with the sea monkeys, right? I can tell you guys a lot of the things I did wrong. So, okay, the one thing I did see that all the channels were saying is that you did need a light and you did need a heater. And I will absolutely say that is correct. You do need a heater for sea monkeys. Unless you have the actual sea monkey, that's all you're going to keep is that little. Come on, buddy. All right, I think I'm back. Okay. Oh, I mean, I could grill some salmon. I do like grilled salmon. I will agree with Fish Nerd about that. So, but yeah, you do need a heater, unless you are keeping that little bitty sea monkey enclosure that you buy from the kit from the. I think the company is Trans Science USA now. But yeah, unless you're keeping that, if you want to go bigger, get a heater, get a light, get an air stuff. You're gonna need all of that. Without that, so yeah, that I would totally suggest that. Um, use sand or don't use substrate at all, one or the other. If you have sand, you are going to build out. You're going to grow algae faster, and that makes a food source for your sea monkeys. Um, when you do feed them, if you get the spirulina, my suggestion is get the tiniest microscopic little scooper you can find and get a cap, like a water bottle cap, and oh no. Sorry. Okay, so sea monkeys. You're gonna want to get a heater, an air stone, a light. Three things. If you don't go super small, like keep them in a water bottle, keep it in a window. But make sure you can keep them warm. Yes, and a wet wind chopstick does work well too. But the chopstick, like dip it in and then dip that into your water for your sea monkeys on when you feed them, or mix it with water and take a dropper and drop a couple of drops in, because I've noticed when you do that, they can actually eat it faster if it's wet and it mixes with the water. So, yeah, um, I would suggest your spirulina. You do mix it with water, um, or mix your water around when you're feeding them, or put it directly under the air stone so it bubbles in, mixes up. Because if it's just sitting on top, it's going to take forever to float down, and it's going to take longer for them to eat it. It's going to muck your water up. You don't want that to happen. So, and let's see, what else do I have on that? That's about it. But in 24 hours, we will come back. I will show you the pictures. Or Sunday, I will show you this guy fully up and going with heater in it, the air stone popped in, and I'll add the sea monkeys, the fresh batch pack. Oh my goodness. The freshly hatched sea monkeys will go into this enclosure on Sunday. and we'll do the live stream. We'll start that off there, and then we'll go into something else. So, yeah. And I'll take pictures of this over the next couple of days, and we can see how it's cleared up and everything. And then as soon as I get my tubing in, the big one will get set up. I'm hoping by Sunday it should be. Supposed to get here Friday. Yes, Seamonkey World 2.0. And I want to put them side by side and see how well the new one that is just regular brine shrimp go towards the established Seamonkey colony that I already have. And yeah, so that's my experiment for the next 8 months on the Seamonkeys. Occasionally we'll pop in, we'll check them both out, we'll see how it's going. And the next thing I got to do is I have to start live streaming the baby pleco tank. Those guys are getting so big. They are so cute. I love watching them. It's like all of a sudden you can't see any of them, and the next thing you know, like the bottom of the sand starts moving, and there's like 5 of them like swimming around. And a couple of them actually look like my substrate on the tank that I have them in, so you can't see them at all, and a couple are like really, really super dark. So it's cool to see the mix of Mrs. and Mr. Whiskers coming through on them. It's like, you get the best of both parents there. Yes, I will get all items listed and linked in the description that I am using for all of the Seamonkeys. I am still going to work on trying to film the big enclosure. That was the plan for tonight, but again, the lining for it just didn't work. So I couldn't get that done. And then I found this other jar, and I was like, you know what? If we're going to do 2.0, let's really do 2.0 and start it all over again. So I am excited about this because I did it once. I should be able to do it again. I absolutely will. Thank you, Juju. So now that I have shown everyone how to build a Seamonkey enclosure, and the follow-up will be that's a good one too. We're gonna have to like incorporate the Seamonkey World 2.0 in there somewhere. But so I guess I'm gonna wrap this up for tonight before my internet decides to really take a nosedive. 3.7. 4.0. 6.9. Oh. And hey, so a couple of things I want to do. Give a few shout outs. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's like, here's what I did wrong, and let's go back over all the footage. So let's see what's going on. Rest of this week. I know Claire is streaming. I don't know when. I know Juju is streaming on Friday. And Claire and Juju on Sunday. Shenanigans is doing a red carpet review over on their channel on Thursday. And I believe it is the Venice Film Festival. I don't really keep up with the Saturday and Sunday. Thank you, Claire. I know Cass will definitely endorse 6.9. And if we happen to get to 6.9, I will definitely either get a blue alien to go in that tank or a shapeshifter in there somehow. I don't know how I'll do that, but we'll figure it out. There will be an alien and a shapeshifter in there. Oh yeah, there's been a lot going on, so definitely. Um, let me get some links here. Me and Makito have been working on OBS, and we almost have everything hammered out. And then I am going to restructure everything because I've needed to get my stuff together. I don't have my act together, and I need to get my act together. So that's what I'm doing. So okay, yeah, dead air. I'm sorry, guys. I should have already had the stuff ready to go. Which that's the cool thing about what uh, Ray's been helping me out with, because I'll already have all of this ready to go, and it will be nice. Everything will have like a button I can hit and just boom, go. So I am so looking forward to that, because I don't know how to find anything on StreamYards. Like I didn't even know about how to play the intro until Claire told me. Okay, Juju, I did still leave your modded. Okay. Will you also drop Claire's stream link for me and yours? And oh, and Teresa's still modded too. Okay. I think someone else is too. I need to go back and look and see what we did, because I was hitting buttons and stuff earlier. Okay. And I think that's all we got going on this week, y'all. I'll be back Sunday. We'll follow up on this Seamonkey enclosure, and we'll see where the big ones. I am excited to get these guys in their new home, because they need it. They deserve it. They've been in that little acrylic aquarium way too long. They need some fresh water. So, all right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Everyone, do those YouTubey things, like, subscribe, go check out a friendly channel. And yeah, I will see y'all later. Bye.